No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold, he got that fire in his eyes. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold and we won't be left behind. Keep high, I climb, smoke that bud. Yeah, I used to do all the things when I was a thug. When I was a dog, it's going, we ain't going. Get me high, I'm high with my life. Yeah, dog, I had to die, had to die. Living good, living good. I would fall, I would fall. All your money, then spent it at the mall, at the mall. In the house, yeah, truth in the field, in the field, step up. Look like I'm killing millions, I'm living in the good, in the far away from evil, the substance of the devil. So watch your back, people, and get your mind right, how you live. We live, this price is rich, look how we rock the field. I can do weapon formed against me, thought shall ever prosper. Anointed like Elijah, you know I got that vibe, got that vibe. Weapon formed against me, thought shall ever prosper. Anointed like Elijah, you know I got that vibe, got that vibe. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold, he got that fire in his eyes. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold and we won't be left behind. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold, he got that fire in his eyes. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold and we won't be left behind. It's a pretty at the age of 16. I wasn't doing drugs, I was just smoking green. Smoking green on the corner, used to sit that syrup lean. Now that I'm safe, I see it's all same scheme. Same scheme on the block. Used to beg my brother for rock, watch your back. I don't want you to get shot, get shot. It's all good, good. You taking what you want. One brother was doing time, he was taking what he want, what he want. Beating pushers and rockets and tweakers. Under Satan's love, fatal hell where they dwell. I have seen it all to the ball. Is you rolling with gold? Is you worthy of the call? No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold, he got that fire in his eyes. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold and we won't be left behind. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold, he got that fire in his eyes. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold and we won't be left behind. Get mad if you don't play me up in your church. I'll speak that Jamie up in heaven cause I'm doing God's work. Don't sugarcoat the truth, just tell it like it is. That's how you win souls, just get it how you live. Don't sugarcoat the truth, just tell it like it is. That's how you win souls, just get it how you live. How you live, baby. Hey, I'm talking about if you consider yourself a true seeker, I want y'all to scream this for me on the enemy right here, baby. I want to live, they want to die. I'ma fight this war, we going on my side. I want to live, they want to die. I'ma fight this war, we going on my side. I want to live, they want to die. I'ma fight this war, we going on my side. I want to live, they want to die. I'ma fight this war, we going on my side. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold, he got that fire in his eyes. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold and we won't be left behind. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold, he got that fire in his eyes. No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold and we won't be left behind. Baby, it's that boy true single putting it down. The bus devil upside the head with some of this gospel rap, baby. All my truths, all my soul to stand up on the front line, standing ground, baby.
We are just waiting right now for more people to show up. I'll be with you in a moment.
No compromise, no compromise. We wanna win gold and we won't be left behind. Get high, I climb, smoke that bud. Yeah, I used to do all the things when I was a thug. When I was a dog, with God, with God. Get me high, I'm high with my life. Yeah, dog, I had to die, had to die. Living good, living good. I was ball, I was tall. All your money, then spent it at the mall, at the mall. In the house, yeah, truth in the field, in the field, step up. Look like I'm killing millions, I'm living in the good, in the far away from evil, the substance of the devil. So watch your back, people, and get your mind right, how you live. We live, this price is rich, look how we rock the pill.
How's it going out there? I see I have one viewer. Well, let me just sit back here. Let's pull up a beverage. Hey sis. And get a snack, grab a friend. Let's get ready for the meeting of the minds, shall we? How are you all doing today? How are you, sis? Doing good out there? Okay. Today, we're going to be having our first part of a 4-part series. Excellent. And this 4-part series is on dream analysis. The first part that we're going to be talking about today is going to be more along the topic lines of more of the physiological aspects of why we dream. A lot of us out there, we know that we dream for spiritual reasons and stuff, which the next 3 episodes will be reserved for those things. But today I want to talk about, is there a function to the body, the biology of the body, that dreaming is important to? Now, I did some research. Not many places. I went to WebMD because I know that WebMD gathers information from other sources. And they had some interesting things to say. Now, there are many different reasons that the body needs to have the REM state of sleep, which is when our mind is most active. That's when we have our most vivid dreams. That's also when we remember our dreams probably more, as if we're woken up in that state. WebMD, well, first, let me start by debunking a myth. We've been told most of our primary school education that really the only time that we dream is during the REM state. And actually, contrary to traditional belief, that's just not true. As a matter of fact, most of the time that we're asleep, we're having some sort of sequence of dreams happening, even if we don't remember them. Let's see here. The strange images that you get right before you're falling asleep? That very first stage, dozing off? Sometimes you see a giant olive, as Ellen DeGeneres would have said. Or you start endlessly thinking about tomorrow. Or you endlessly think about the day you just had. That was my issue last night, I think. Sometimes you have memories coming up. Something happened in your day and you don't even really relate it to anything in your past, but your subconscious mind stores it, and it will show some really weird thought patterns right before you fall asleep. These are the beginnings of your dreams. This is where your dream state starts. And it doesn't end there. It goes into REM. You also dream in the deeper stages of sleep. Most of the time that we don't remember our dreams, it's because we have entered into those deeper realms that are the lower brain waves from where the REM state is. But some interesting studies actually show that if a person is not allowed to dream, if they are woken up consistently during their REM state and not given the opportunities, there can actually be some negative side effects on the body that are pretty much as detrimental as lack of sleep. Period. Some of these things include increased tension. If you don't dream, you're not allowed to dream. Just like losing sleep, you can be pretty punchy. You can get irritable. And there's a big reason behind that. The increased tension is actually probably one of your first warning signs that you either haven't been getting enough sleep or you have not been entering into your dream states often enough. Anxiety is another warning sign. Depression can kick in from there. You're anxious, you're tense, you then start to feel kind of low. You're wondering why. And maybe you're not really realizing that it has to do with your sleep cycles being interrupted on a constant basis so that you actually don't get to finish out your dream, even if you don't remember it. The next things that take place beyond those three are you begin to have difficulty concentrating. You almost feel like you have an attention deficit disorder. You can't keep your mind on any one thing, and you become a master at starting projects, but to finish them, it becomes difficult to know how to even go about finishing them. Then we hit lack of coordination after that. See, these warning signs are really very much like a person who has not slept, especially in more than 24 hours. The lack of coordination, of course, that can be dangerous. You trip, fall, run into things, drop stuff. Oddly enough, did you know that if you don't allow yourself or find a way to get into your dream states, that this could wreak havoc on your weight? Yeah. Study has shown that a lot of the subjects that were tested and woken up during the REM states on a constant basis for over a period of time, a lot of them actually gained weight. So this suggests, in my mind, I don't know about you guys, but this suggests that our thyroid and other various glands that help control our weight and be healthy weight are connected to the actual REM cycle itself. You can even have a tendency to hallucinate if you're not dreaming. And this is a body's response to not getting what it's needing. There's a lot of reasons for this. WebMD also had gone on to explain that many experts agree dreams exist in order to help us problem solve, to also file away our memories, and it's also the state where we do our emotional processing. With these three things stated, it definitely explains why, if you're not dreaming, all those other things that I mentioned that were negative side effects could actually start happening to you. Our subconscious minds are really amazing. You know that, right? I hope you all do. And those of you that don't, that have not taken the time to explore what your subconscious mind can do and what it's for, you really should do some research. The wonderful part about our subconscious mind is that it never forgets a thing. Person with dementia or Alzheimer's may appear on the outside in the conscious waking mind that they have forgotten pretty much everything about their lives or the people in them. For those of you out there that are struggling with this idea, who have people that you love that may be going through some of these memory problems, don't be disheartened. The subconscious mind has everything stored. It remembers you. That being stated, it remembers everything from sound to sight, touch, taste, smell. It even remembers little things that your intuitions are picking up on that you may not be aware of. And it stores all of it. None of it goes away. It's like a black box for the airplane. And when you sleep and you go into dream mode, your subconscious mind opens up and starts interacting with your aware mind, which you think is asleep. But it's really not. It's just running background mode, while the subconscious is more in the forefront. In this moment, your subconscious and your waking mind are actually communicating with one another. They're having a relationship right now while you're in bed. And in this relationship that they're having, the subconscious mind is bringing to the waking mind the issues that our ego, which is actually just a set of fears that we build in our waking time, would normally ignore. When we're asleep, our ego is the part that actually goes to sleep. That's why we can have terrifying dreams. Because these dreams are trying to speak to the real us and warn us even of probably negative behavioral patterns that we're possessing that could ultimately ruin us if we don't change them. Or negative thinking. Or these dreams are also there to guide us in a positive way. We get some dreams that give us inspiration in our waking days. These are the ways that the subconscious, or really the feminine mind, interacts with the waking mind or the masculine mind. Why did I break it down like that? The subconscious, the feminine mind, I call it that because, and a lot of people do, because it is the more submissive mind as an all-around thing. It holds its peace better sometimes, while the waking mind is more aggressive. It's the mind that's used to go get a job, to be that protector, provider, whether you're a man or a woman. Doesn't matter. Your conscious mind is the masculine. Your subconscious is the feminine. You know that women's intuition that we always hear about? Or mother's intuition? That comes from the subconscious, hence the feminine mind. And that being stated, the dream world is where the masculine and the feminine meet in the middle. That's where they have their romantic relationship. That's where they reproduce. The reproduction happens in our daily activities, our daily moods, and our thoughts. Our dreams are the inner workings of this amazing memory card that is the subconscious. And because of all the vast amounts of information that are stored or relayed to your waking mind, it is going to use a format of shorthand or a format of code to deliver what would be a 10-hour long documentary in a range of about 10 minutes. Maybe even less. These are your dreams. Has anyone out there watching gotten really good sleep, but for a long period of time in their life, it really has felt as though they haven't dreamed? They're getting all this sleep, but they're waking up still tired. They think, I'm doing too much, right? Hey, Miranda. So, I'm sure that you guys have. I'm sure that you would wonder, why am I so tired if I'm getting such vast amounts of sleep? Well, because the REM state is the most active state of sleep for the dreaming mind. If you are doing too much in your day, your week, your life, if you've had copious amounts of stress or emotional issues, whether it's losing a loved one or a friend moves away, you lost that job or that place that you were living, you end up homeless, whatever. If you have a lot on your plate, your body is being taxed. For every worry that you have, you are actually causing stress on this machine that you live in. When you're causing that stress and there's so much, your body wants to go straight down into the very, very deepest depths of sleep, which is good because that's where your sleep does the deepest repair. But unfortunately, when it bypasses the REM state where it would be most active for emotional and mental processing, it goes past that. And though you may be having small dreaming moments that you don't remember while you're in those deep realms, you're not having the intensities of the dreaming that you're supposed to have. When you lack those intensities, your health begins to lack. That's when you feel tired, even though you've slept 13 hours, and then 12 hours. And your body is like, okay, I've had enough sleep because it's gone deep down into that stage. But your mind says, I haven't slept. That's because REM state is your filing cabinet. I'd like to hear any experiences that out there of you guys. Tell me, type in things that you've noticed that take place when you are sleeping a lot, but you don't remember dreaming for a long time. Oh, the joys of being live. Anybody out there want to type? Okay. All right. We've got a type lip crew. There we go. Understandable. Okay, so now let's get on to where does this lead in your emotional state? So now we have this interesting cycle that if you're not dreaming, you then get disorganized in your thinking, your coordination begins losing out. Your emotions have already been taxed because you're already anxious. But now we're into this deep circular cycle. How do we get out? That's a good question. Getting out of that vicious cycle is not the easiest thing in the world to do. I won't lie. But it can be done. It does require you knowing what your balance is in life. What you can take, what you can't. How much of it. And then you also have to find an outlet that during your day, during your waking time, you can every single day make a practice of this. It doesn't have to be very long. It can be 15 minutes at the tops. You can go longer if you want. But every day, for at least 15 minutes, you take time away from life, away from friends, away from your phone, away from jobs, yes, even family. And I know for some of you that's hard. But in order to be good for your family, this is a necessary thing. You take time for you. You get alone in a favorite place, whether it's your bedroom or the Arbo. For some of you who are watching that aren't from my area, Arboretum. You go to a favorite place where you can relax. And you bring something that is creatively stimulating. Whether it's music that helps you visualize with your eyes closed or open, or you bring a sketchbook and start drawing, throw on some music, sing, write, do stream of consciousness. Who cares about punctuation or spelling? But do something that allows your waking mind to have a union with your subconscious mind while you're awake. If you do that, you can ultimately supplement, if you will, those moments when you're sleeping and you go too deep down in, and your body needs more repair than just the normal REM basic repair stage. Eventually, when you do it enough, when you make this conscious effort in your waking moments, eventually your moods will even back out. The fog will lift out of the mind. You won't feel as tired. You will have more insightful flashes that you need. Your thoughts will be more organized. And your health will overall improve. Not to mention, over enough period of time of doing this, my own experiment, ladies and gentlemen, my own experiment. After enough period of time of doing this, you will actually get to dream again. May not be long dreams like you remember having when you were a teenager, but they'll be short snippets. They'll be vivid enough that you'll remember them. And they will, no matter how random they might seem at first to you, if you view them and you know yourself and what things symbolize for you, you'll be able to get a lot of information out of that 30-second snippet of a dream. More than you realize. Not only about yourself, but about the environment around you. So, for those of us, and I'm one of them, that we have our issues trying to access our REM state so we can have those dreams again, this is my advice to you. I would normally advocate for something like melatonin and stuff, but ultimately you want to be able to try to do this naturally from your own self, because within you lay all the answers that you need. The Creator put everything you need right inside of you. And so from there, you also have the answer to fixing the sleep issues. It's just a matter of finding what outlet, what method works best for you. Any questions before I wrap up, guys? Or are you all good there? Alright, I'll take that as an all good. Alright guys, this is Jessie Lee, signing off from the Meeting of the Minds. Love yourselves. Do something creative every day. Get your dreams back. Love, light, shalom.